This is her last chance. If she loses, she is gone. If she wins, she stays. Tessa Blanchard didn't want to do this, but she is left with no choice. Rhea Ripley has signed with NXT. This is the new look for Trifecta. Gabbett, Blanchard, and Ripley. This is a statement from SAnitY. Still cheering at the back of Lio Rush. SAnitY, it would seem, have their next target firmly in their sights. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. Of course, we are still in kind of a feeder period between NXT takeovers, but there is still a lot to talk about tonight, judging by what we saw on the last week's show and what the NXT General Manager has kicked up for us here tonight. We saw the assault on Lio Rush last week. Well, here tonight, SAnitY in their full will team up to take on the Broken Brilliance, the NXT Tag Team Champions, and the NXT Global Champion in Lio Rush. Martinez and SAnitY assaulting Lio Rush at the end of the main event last week. And of course, Eric Young and Killian Dane wanted to set their sights firmly on the potentiality of reclaiming those NXT Tag Team titles for the third time. This time from Hardy and Pentagon Jr. That is to come up later on tonight, but it is not our main event of the evening. The NXT Champion is in action in the main event as he goes one-on-one against Elias. Tyler Bate, not too certain what is in front of him ahead of the next NXT TakeOver, but what we do know is that Bate's going to be here tonight. He's going to be fighting, and it's going to be an enjoyable time as well. That is all to come in this episode of NXT. Plenty to talk about, plenty to watch as well. But speaking of talking, we're going to be starting things off by hearing Shayna Baszler. Well, here she comes towards the ring. Shayna Baszler, who will battle Io Shirai next week for the right to be the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship and NXT TakeOver New Orleans. That one's going to be a thrilling contest then. But Shayna Baszler, it seems, has something that she wants to talk about right here, right now. Baszler and Shirai met in the ring at a TakeOver. Well, the arena of TakeOver. And from then, it certainly seems as if things have been heating up between the two, and they will be heating up very much so next week. Shayna Baszler starting things off saying that she is one more week away from tapping out Io Shirai. One more week until she's declared the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. One more week until she gets what she wants. To suggest that Shayna Baszler would be afraid of Io Shirai, she laughs that off because it was Shirai who got involved in her business. She's not wrong. She says that there is no reason to be scared of that. If anything, Io Shirai should be scared of Shayna Baszler for daring to try and get in her face. She's not about smiles and moonsaults, she's about hurting people, and that's what she's going to do next week. She will hurt Shirai, she will beat Shirai, she will use her as a message to anyone who dare doubt Shayna Baszler. Threatening words from the Queen of Spades so far. And Shayna Baszler saying that next week starts her crusade towards the prize she deserves, the NXT Women's title. She doesn't care for Trifecta or alliances in general. She cares for her prize. She cares for being the one to rule the division. To Tessa Blanchard, she should take note of what happens next week, because soon everyone will bow before the Queen of Spades. Shayna Baszler, her focus set on more than one target, it seems. First, on victory next week. Second, on Tessa Blanchard and that NXT Women's title. It is all to play for next week between Baszler and Shirai. I cannot wait. Well, some trash talking to start the evening, but now it is time we get into the action. And what action we are getting into, because it's time for us to be blessed once more with Jeff Cobb in singles action. NXT has a wide variety of talents for us to enjoy every single week, and here is another one of them heading towards the ring. Jeff Cobb, who definitely has a bright future ahead of him here in NXT. I am looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table here as the months go on. Of course, he has been, he debuted just after TakeOver Respect, yes, but there's so many good talents in NXT right now that you got to do something outlandish, you got to do something different to really just push yourself to the front of the line. And Cobb, I think, he's getting there. But the experience he's getting under his belt is also very helpful. And And tonight he will look to continue that experience by taking on the Cowboy James Storm and looking to overcome him with a victory. Storm coming off of 2 losses in a row in these past 2 weeks. First to is it EC3, I believe, at in the post takeover show, and then last week it was to I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, and I seem to have forgotten. Yeah, I've forgotten who it was. Could have been Jay Lethal or someone like that. I don't think it was, but I can't remember for the life of me who it was who Storm lost to last week, but he definitely did lose. That's basically... Oh, is it? No, it wasn't Pentagon Jr., was it? No. I was going to say that, but I think that was Heath Slater. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Storm looking to try and bounce back from it, though, looking to try and make sure that it's not 3 weeks in a row of defeats. However, that is one tough outcome. One tough... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. It's completely blank from my mind. It's a tough thing that Storm is looking for, though. That's the point I'm trying to get across. To beat Jeff Cobb as well, when he is on top of the world right now, he's definitely looking to continue building his momentum, continue building his name value, heading towards what he would hope to be a successful tenure on NXT, and what I see being a successful tenure on NXT for him as well. Look at the way he just shrugs off those chops from James Storm. Oh my goodness, pop-up headbutt there. Was that in the head of Storm? Did he just headbutt him right in the jaw? Oh, Brock Lock. I'm not too sure what Cobb would rather it be called, but this is what I know it as. The Brock Lock applied. Legs stretched over the shoulders and the neck. The huge neck of Jeff Cobb. Storm able to fight his way out, though. Storm is putting up a fight here, and he's always good at doing that. He's always got it in him to put up a fight. But that being said, oh my goodness, Jeff Cobb's going up to the top rope. Here comes the freakish agility of Cobb. James Storm is about to experience all of it. Cobb from up high. Oh, shoulder tackle, I believe that one was, from the very top rope. Cobb might not be looking for this match to continue on much longer. Throw away back suplex. Storm in huge trouble. Cobb gonna go into the cover. Has he done enough to secure a victory here? James Storm is able to get the shoulder upper too. But there is one move left for certain. I think the Cobb has up his sleeve. And James Storm is about to experience it, as I think a lot of people will, in 2019. Tour of the Islands. Jeff Cobb in. 1, 2. Victory for Cobb has been sustained. And there you have it, your winner, Jeff Cobb, to kick things off in this episode of NXT. Cobb with an easy win over a James Storm whose days are looking more and more numbered on NXT. Cobb, however, his days are looking more and more enjoyable on NXT, and he has every reason to think that with another win to his name. What does the future hold for Jeff Cobb? King of the Ring's just around the corner. Maybe a trip there, I'm not too certain. Anyway, let's continue on the action here on this episode of NXT. Should be another good match on its way. Speaking, we heard about it earlier on this evening, but it's time to see her in action. Io Shirai one-on-one against Billie Kay. Io Shirai would have heard the words against her from Shayna Baszler. Whether or not she's going to take them on board or not, I highly doubt. Shirai probably thinking that there are bigger fish to fry in her case. Ahead of right now, when she would probably rather things be taken care of in the ring than on the mic. That is where Shirai and Baszler will do their business next week. That is where it will be decided who will face Tessa Blanchard for the NXT Women's title at TakeOver New Orleans. As for right now, we are looking at a former NXT Women's Champion on the left and one who came dangerously close to being NXT Women's Champion at the start of last year. Peyton Royce having held the title before. Billie Kay having come so close to winning it from Kairi Sane. There's Kay in action right now, but Royce has accompanied her out. Do not be surprised if we see some shenanigans being played by the Iconics. In fact, you could probably make a bet of how long you think it's going to be until Peyton Royce gets kicked out from ringside. Last time we saw Kay in action, or Royce, or either of these two. I think it might have actually been Royce losing to Shirai. Or definitely not. It was one of those two losing to Charlotte. I remember those kind of recently. Maybe Kairi Sane as well. Definitely started off hot for the Iconics and has derailed downhill since then. Not for this woman, however. Io Shirai has been on top of the world and is finally getting her first big opportunity since arriving to NXT, with the opportunity to become the #1 contender to the NXT Women's title. Victory in that match will, of course, take her to TakeOver. And what a contest that would be. Shirai versus Blanchard. But I'd also enjoy Baszler versus Blanchard as well, because I think it would be an event where there is no cockiness that can be displayed by Tessa Blanchard. She can't be her usual egotistical self. Yes, she has Jazzy Gabert and Rhea Ripley, but in that match, the only one who can help her defend that title really is herself. And Shayna Baszler is probably going to dismantle Tessa Blanchard if that was the case. So that would be highly entertaining. But Io Shirai, as we know, is incredibly talented in ring as well. So that might be something that Blanchard might not want to deal with as well. But then again, someone else who was incredibly talented in ring was Toni Storm. And now, so long as Blanchard's holding that title, Toni Storm cannot challenge for it. Russian leg sweep there by Billie Kay. Leg caught though by Shirai. This is all about sending her kind of a message in response to Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler used words, she used the mic. Io Shirai will gladly use the ring to illustrate her message. In the turnbuckle, handspring back elbow, thing of beauty there from Io Shirai. Executed it with ease as well. Billie Kay right now just kind of taking the offensive here and struggling to bounce back against it. But there you go, nice suplex from Kay, but Shirai just shrugging off that boot in the back. Dropkick attempt. Oh, interesting counter from Kay there. Very innovative. And Shirai actually having to go outside of the ring for a moment to recover from it. And here we go then. Oh, what a kick in the head. I think that one was from Io Shirai there. Caught her flush with it. Good counters here from both sides. Billie Kay starting to, started a little bit slow, but now starting to pick things up here. Nice little arm drag there, wheelbarrow arm drag from Io Shirai. Peyton Royce just watching on right now. A little bit fearful of what's happening to her friend, but, this is what happens when you're in the ring against Io Shirai. This is what happens when you have to take her on one-on-one. This is what you are in for. And Destino on its way from Shirai. Indeed it is. Wonder what Naito would make of that in ECW. He probably doesn't care, actually, does he? He's probably not even watching NXT. Might not even know what it is. Shirai. Oh, went for a foot stomp there. Or maybe she went for something else and bailed out at the last moment when she saw her moving out of the way. Shirai now has her up here. Beautiful planting down into the mat. And is Shirai going to look for that moonsault now? She's up high. She is with a moonsault. Strikes Kay with it, and there is Royce to get involved. Distraction for Peyton Royce. But Io Shirai, it looks like, oh, look at this Brock lock from Shirai. It's like she had it read. And this is a message to Shayna Baszler as well. She's not scared of the submission game of Baszler because she's got some big moves of her own. Billie Kay is tapping out. Shirai wins by submission. Are you paying attention, Shayna Baszler? Your strongest asset can also be utilized by Io Shirai, and she made sure to get that point across. Your winner, Io Shirai over Billie Kay, and it will be settled next week. No one at ringside to make a difference. No one to stop that moonsault from being kicked out of other than Shayna Baszler. All to play for next week with that #1 contendership up on the line. That one's going to be one you don't want to miss. I'm already looking forward to it. Let's move on to our next contest of the evening, though. We've been seeing spats of disagreements between KUSHIDA and Hideo Itami. Well, here tonight, KUSHIDA wants to show what he's all about as he goes one-on-one against Tye Dillinger. Alright, well, like I said, there's been disagreements between either side over the last few weeks, and was it last week where they were in tag team action and they lost? I think it was it not? Or am I missing something? No. I think the last time we saw them in tag team action was at in the NXT following Takeover, where they lost to Roppongi 3K, and you saw them just walking out of the ring in frustration. They didn't say anything to each other. They didn't even acknowledge one another. They just walked backstage in frustration. And it seemed from then on that things are continuing to get shaky between the two, because, as you can see, Kushida heads to the ring by himself. No Hideo Itami at ringside. Kushida having to go this one alone. Having to face Tye Dillinger, who will no doubt have EC3 in his corner by himself. Whether or not the time split on one side or not, I'm not 100% certain. But what I do know, it's what he has got and what he does have to deal with. I don't think it's going to be too big of a challenge for Kushida in that regard. He probably isn't afraid to take on Tye Dillinger by himself. That's not meant to talk ill of Tye Dillinger. That's meant to just say that Kushida, he's fine with fighting on his own. Remember, it was Kushida who made the team because he respected Hideo Itami, but he wanted him to get rid of his more harsh ways, his disrespectful ways, his underhanded methods. He wanted to try and turn him into the guy that he knew. But it seems as if, since they formed, that just hasn't worked out. Itami is almost oblivious, ignorant to the words of Kushida. And the same cannot be said for Tye Dillinger and EC3. It was EC3 who took the risk to take Dillinger under his wing. When Dillinger was struggling, when Dillinger was in huge problems, he took him under his wing. And look at how things have gone from there. EC3's guidance has led Perfect to be reformed, to be rebuilt, has led Tye Dillinger to become the Perfect 10 once more, and that name to have some meaning to it. Hideo Itami and Kushida could learn a thing or two from Perfect. That's for certain. Here we go in this contest here. Dillinger with a height advantage and the weight advantage, but Kushida, experience on his side. And of course, I would argue the better wrestler of the two. Despite Dillinger calling himself the Perfect 10, I do believe that Kushida's in-ring ability is incredible. I mean, he was the ace of the juniors over in New Japan for a long period of time. And he can demonstrate why in just an instant. But look at that, EC3 quick to get involved here. Quick to make sure that the point he's got across what his impact in this match will be. Saito suplex follows. And Dillinger can take charge as a result of it. Neck crank there, and Kushida going to be feeling the impact of that one. Quickly swats the leg away there from Dillinger, however. Went for a knife edge chop. Dillinger counters. Quick shot in the face. Lariat's ducked under. Great counters by both sides. And again, Kushida plants him with the white noise. Let's see what he's going to do here. He'll be thinking through his options for a few moments. He goes up high right now. Did he take too long? Certainly seems so. Dillinger getting up to his feet, and Kushida having to bail out of whatever he was looking for. Snapmare now by Dillinger. Neck crank follows it. Ooh, speaking of cranks, look at the way this leg is going to be cranked back there. The thigh and the knee feeling incredible pain from that, and that is a vital part, of course, of Kushida's ability to pick up a win is in his legs. Nice quick forearm in the face there by Kushida, showing, though, that Dillinger has more to do to take away the leg work of Kushida. Belly to belly slam there, and down goes Dillinger. Kushida going to go back up to the top. Probably not going to want to whiff on this opportunity. Dillinger hopping right up to his feet. Oh, went for a cannibal senton. Dillinger evaded it there. And things are looking up right now for Tye Dillinger, EC3. Some instructions, I think, at ringside as well, certainly helping him along right now. Hideo Itami, wherever he's watching, I wonder what he's making of the performance of Kushida so far. I wonder if Itami's in singles action anytime soon. If we'll get some kind of turnaround is fair play ideology where Kushida will leave Itami in the ring by himself. Right in front of EC3. Kushida gonna go up to the top rope. Is he looking for the Midnight Hour? He most certainly is. Or the Midnight Express, rather. Midnight Express there. Cobb put away. Tye Dillinger yet, however. Maybe a little bit too early in this one. EC3 getting involved in this once again. Kushida falling prey to some easy tricks from the 1%. And that is why Tye Dillinger just got himself right back into this match. Looking for something big there. Good counter from KUSHIDA. And KUSHIDA now has the arm. Is he going to look for the hoverboard lock? He may well do. Floats over. Hoverboard lock, but the legs of Dillinger. The legs of Dillinger aren't in the ropes, so says the referee. Hoverboard lock stitched in. Dillinger just has to scoot forward the slightest amount and he's in the ropes. But Dillinger's not going to tap out. Great escape of the hoverboard lock there. Great work from Dillinger to get out of that hold. Neck breaker here, got all of it. EC3 distracting the ref briefly. Look at this, the 10 count from Dillinger as KUSHIDA stumbles up to his feet. Clothesline, another one. And a drop kick from Tye Dillinger as well. Great agility from the larger man. KUSHIDA needs to find something here to pick up the win right now. The hoverboard lock failed him. Maybe he'll need to use all of his strength and go back to the future to pick up the win now. With that flurry of strikes from Dillinger could have had him firing on all cylinders. KUSHIDA. Oh, what a counter from Dillinger. What a counter. Oh, God, this is not what he wanted. The knee right in the face. Cover made. KUSHIDA's hand safely under that bottom rope. Referee made the right call there, but the counts of 10 continue on. KUSHIDA down in days maybe. Belly to belly attempt is countered by KUSHIDA, however. Put his whole weight in there. Irish whip now off the ropes. Drop kick stuffed by KUSHIDA. Lariat from him. And another one. KUSHIDA went for the drop kick there, but Dillinger evaded it. Look how quick to respond KUSHIDA is right there, not wasting any time as he quickly counters the dragon screw. This has been a very competitive back and forth match. KUSHIDA would have hoped to put things away, but Dillinger has been a very tough opponent to conquer in this one. You can see the exhaustion kind of shining on the body of KUSHIDA right there, hunched over slightly as he tries to think about what to hit. Big punch there. Just hit him with a hard punch and nothing more. Boot is caught. Dragon screw from Dillinger. He's countering all the big moves now. You would have thought that this match would have been as competitive as it is. KUSHIDA definitely would have been hoping for an easier win, but he might go to a quick method to get a quick win. Small package from KUSHIDA, but he doesn't get the victory. KUSHIDA was scratching his head there as if to say, how have I not beaten this man yet? It's a fair thing to think about because Dillinger has been giving him an incredibly tough run for his money. KUSHIDA finally has it, kicks him in the gut. Tiger suplex or something along the double underhook suplex into the armbar, talking on it, yanking on it, and that'll do it. That'll get the win that KUSHIDA needed. No need to go back to the future, but the victory sustained for KUSHIDA. And Itami can take note of that. KUSHIDA still has what it takes in singles action to pick up the necessary victory, and he did so right there over Tye Dillinger. EC3 looking on in frustration. But honestly, I think he can be proud of Dillinger's job there because he is taking on a very experienced opponent. Dillinger, however, comes up short. KUSHIDA, your winner in this one. Good win for him as well. Maybe it'll be Itami's turn soon. There you go. As tensions continue to brew between those two sides, there are 6 men who have a lot of tensions with either side. Coming up next, 6-man tag team match. SAnitY against the Broken Brilliance and Lio Rush. Oh, this one's going to be good. That's 100% for certain. Here come the trio of SAnitY. Heading towards the ring. A few weeks ago, they were the undeniable champions of the NXT Tag Team Division. A few weeks ago, they were the longest reigning champions in NXT. Now, that has all gone away. Now, it is not true. They have nothing. But what they do have is 3 rivals opposing them. Punishment Martinez, that is the NXT Global Champion Lio Rush, who Martinez took a steel chair to last week. He was joined by those two men right there, Eric Young and Killian Dane, who assisted in the beatdown of Lio Rush to close things out last week. And now, as a result of that, the NXT General Manager booked a huge 6-man tag match for this evening. SAnitY to go against the current NXT Tag Team Champions and, of course, the NXT Global Champion. It is a true case almost of challengers versus champions. And I wonder what will be made of what we see here this evening as Eric Young and Killian Dane head into what they will hope to be a chance to vanquish and a chance to get revenge over what happened to TakeOver Philadelphia by achieving victory, of course, over Matt Hardy and Pentagon Jr. Punishment Martinez, however, may look to continue his punishment of Lio Rush. Not too certain what the condition of Rush is after last week. There was a steel chair, there was a South of Heaven, and there was a 3-on-1 beatdown. We saw Rush trying to fight on until the very end, but he stayed down to the wrath of SAnitY. Will the same happen here tonight, I wonder? We can only guess. But you know for certain SAnitY are going to take enjoyment, if they can, out of pummeling any of these three, all of these three guys. And here comes the first man out here. One half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. A man who spent many months away in his multiverse trying to find the right pieces to the puzzle. And indeed he did with Pentagon Jr. And indeed they turned it into a mesmerizing evening at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Matt Hardy heads towards the ring with a title around his waist for the first time in this universe in about 4 years. It has been a long, long time since then. And a very, very different Matt Hardy as well. Hardy prepared for this one, however, as am I. And this one's going to be a thriller. There's no doubt about it. Hardy ready to go. He's always ready to do battle against SAnitY. Remember, it was him who warned SAnitY that at TakeOver they were walking into their dimension. And he was not wrong because of the tag team titles that they took home. And of course, on top of that, Matt Hardy was able to win it alongside his NXT Tag Team Champion partner, Pentagon Jr., a man who we thought was gone, a man who we thought was lost, who had no chance really in this universe anymore. How wrong we were. Pentagon Jr. reformed, reborn under Matt Hardy, and now a man achieving great success in NXT with a tag team title around his waist to prove it. Matt Hardy and himself have only been a short-lived team, but in that time they have achieved the biggest glory you can on NXT, being the NXT Tag Team Champions and dethroning SAnitY in the process. Huge, huge achievement for them. And this is what they get to celebrate as a result of it. The gold around their waists and, of course, the chance to battle SAnitY once again. I would assume, judging by SAniTY's reign, judging by how long they were champions for, that there's going to be a rematch down the line between these two teams. It wouldn't surprise me. So, this is probably just a prelude to everything that we might see ending up happening at TakeOver New Orleans. But of course, Hardy and Pentagon Jr. probably going to be facing Dane and Young again. What we don't know for certain, though, is of course the NXT Global Championship situation. We don't know who this man is going to be facing at that event. We haven't got the slightest clue, but we know one guy who's definitely gearing towards wanting a chance at that belt, and he was the guy who assaulted Rush and laid him out in the ring last week alongside his SAnitY brethren. That, of course, being Punishment Martinez. Rush is free of Pete Dunne now. We know that, of course, Dunne is on SmackDown Live. We saw it this past week. Now it is all about the next target for Lio Rush. Now it is all about what is next for the man of the hour. Who is next for him as well? There are plenty of men who may want a shot at that belt. And there is a great talent pool as well that Rush has to keep his eye out for. You've got the likes of Punishment Martinez. You've got Elias, a guy in the main event. You've got Ishii, Jeff Cobb, Brian Cage maybe, Hangman Page, Juice Robinson. The list can go on and on. for who might be challenging that man right there for that title around his waist. A takeover New Orleans. Punishment Martinez, of course, would love for it to be him. Rush, however, would love a little bit of revenge and love to shut up Punishment Martinez and SAnitY for what they did last week to him. We'll see if that'll happen in this six-man tag. Eric Young going to start things off against Matt Hardy. Here we go. Throwback from Takeover Philadelphia to get things going here. It was Pentagon Jr. who'd pinned Killian Dane in that bout to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions for the Broken Brilliance. Now, of course, we're looking to see what'll happen for SAnitY and Hardy and the Broken Brilliance as well in this contest. Just can't keep our eyes off of what could happen between Punishment Martinez and Lio Rush as well, but it is an early lead for SAnitY right now. Eric Young taking charge over Matt Hardy here. In the turnbuckle we go. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god! A reverse suplex to the outside by Killian Dane to Hardy, and Hardy getting involved now, getting vicious and swiping the leg away of Dane there. How does he respond to that heavy blow though, I wonder? That's how. He tags in Pentagon Jr. Take a look at this. Poetry in motion. On to Eric Young. Well, that was gorgeous to witness. And he is very proud of the work he did as well there. Lovely work by Hardy and Pentagon Jr., but Eric Young right back up to his feet. Maybe he'll look to get the tag in this time. He will. Punishment Martinez is in. And two very similar kind of guys in terms of their in-ring offense colliding here. Starting things off is the huge man with a big power bomb. Heavy strikes there. Pentagon Jr. staggering from them, but not going off his feet. Oh, great counter by Pentagon Jr. there. Stun gunning Martinez. Ran right into that. And Pentagon Jr. making him pay for it. Kicking the gut now. Up and over that top rope maybe. Indeed, he will go over. But a big forearm in the face. And Punishment Martinez returning to the ring. Maybe a little bit too slow though, because look at that by Pentagon Jr. Pele kick to the arm there. Up and over the top rope again, he will go. Pentagon Jr. definitely has something he wants to achieve. Oh, Punishment Martinez, though, may have just enraged him in the process. Hoisting him up here now is Pentagon Jr. The fight continuing on the outside between these two guys. Up on his shoulders, could have been dangerous there. Great counter by Pentagon. Lifting him up slightly. What could we see? Oh, it's going to be Martinez returning them to the ring. Pentagon Jr. been making life very difficult indeed, I think. For these two guys, tag made. Eric Young coming back in here. Killian Dane not being utilized yet, perhaps leaving him for a later stage in this match. As EY now will go up against the man who took those titles away from them. Trio of punches. Discus clothesline. And Pentagon goes down. Crawling though, perhaps thinking to make a tag. Will he make a tag? Eric Young spoiling the fun there. You saw him, he was almost mocking the fact that Pentagon Jr. was crawling. Pentagon Jr. now going to get a little bit of revenge of his own. Has Eric Young in his grasp here. Not going to make it to the turnbuckle. It seems that DY getting free. Snap May kick in the back. Who's he going to tag in now? It's going to be the global champion. Lio Rush in off the tag. And let's see how things will go here. The youngster, who surprisingly isn't even the youngest champion on this roster. Tag made. Martinez coming back in again. EY and Martinez wanting to work together right now. And here we go. Maybe this is the reason why. So Punishment Martinez can continue what he started last week. Held him there and delivered a brutal slam down into the mat. That is probably exactly the reason why Martinez is tagged in and not Killian Dane. Good counter though by Lio Rush. Irish whip off the rope. Good drop kick as well. Rush going to have to use his speed here, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look at that. What a maneuver there. What a series of quick almost springy moves from Lio Rush. And this is what makes him global champion, that unpredictability to him. But we know when it comes, when the going gets tough as well, how much Lio Rush enjoys digging down deep, fighting through everything. It's what made him the global champion and is what has kept him the global champion. And Punishment Martinez is a guy who can bring exactly that out of Lio Rush. That side of resiliency that sometimes we overlook. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Eric Young perhaps costing a tag there. Mistake made by SAnitY. Punishment Martinez able to move out of the way there, but that was a bit of a costly error from Eric Young. Wwe going to get tagged in here. Still no Dane in this match. Is this a game plan of SAnitY? I don't know. What I do know is that it is working to a strong degree as a huge pile driver's hit there. Oh, here we go. Dane finally getting in the match as Pentagon Jr. is brought back in off the tag. Dropkick, and the leg goes out from underneath Dane. Went for it again. Dane shrugged it off. And the freshman is in here. The brute from Belfast can get going now, but a big count for Pentagon Jr. Reverse DDT. Dane taken off his feet, went for a big boot. Oh, lariat to the back of the head there was just denied. And another wasteland, another counter though from Pentagon Jr. Elbowing his way out of it as much as he can. Save made there though by Wwe. Pentagon Jr. still in with the counters though. And a headbutt to bring him off his feet. Dane feeling a little bit dangerous maybe. Counter there by Pentagon Jr. though. Step up Inzaguri, but Dane doesn't come off his feet. Backstabber will take care of business though. Eric Young still recovering. Lio Rush still recovering on the outside. But Pentagon Jr. was looking for fear factor. Dane denied it. Big power bomb. Big power bomb. But Pentagon Jr. quick as a whip it back up to his feet. In the turnbuckle and run down by the might of this brute. Turning him around now. Has he got something big in store? Yes, he has. Back suplex. Oh, he's hung on. Oh, he's hung on. Double back suplex from Dane into a German suplex to Pentagon Jr. Nothing but a brutal punishment coming his way there. And Killian Dane. Look at that. He is frustrated, Eric Young there. He had something in mind. And Eric Young just took it away. Dane will look for it again here. And he is looking to avenge TakeOver Philadelphia with an Ulster plantation that lays out Pentagon Jr. Cover made. Punishment Martinez hit the ring early, but oh, Hardy was there to make the save. Eric Young, what the hell has he been? Eric Young's been seriously causing SAnitY problems. The leader has got involved in problems. He's got himself involved in a situation more than once now and didn't even storm the ring to try and make a tag there. To try and stop the pin from being broken up, rather. Big shoulder tackle there. Look at this now. He wants to make the tag into Wwe, and he's not there to pay attention. Hardy comes in off the tag. I think Martinez and Rush were fighting at ringside there. Wwe finally in on Hardy. And going to work quickly as well, laying him down with a discus clothesline. Not too sure what's been the game of Wwe in this one so far, but it hasn't exactly worked out the way they wanted it to. Death Valley drive for attempt. Big counter from Hardy, reverse DDT. And Hardy now might be looking for a big move to end things. Is he looking for the twist of fate? He is. And he gets it. Twist of fate. Twist of fate. Martinez jumping the gun. Referee couldn't make the cover. Too much going on in the moment. And Dane hitting the ring now with a big boot. And Hardy goes down. Dane being a difference maker once more. Rush by himself now. Pentagon Jr. amazingly still recovering on the outside. I'm not too sure if he got laid out or what. Oh, big counter from Dane. Tried to play a game that wasn't his. And he paid for it. Wwe buckle bomb to Hardy. Hardy tried playing Dane's games and it cost him. Big forearm in the face though by Matt Hardy. Counter though by Eric Young. The two leaders, essentially, of their respective teams. Roll up, though. Roll up by EY. Kick out at 2. Pentagon Jr. back in the ring now. Off the second rope there came Eric Young. And the tag is made. Punishment Martinez coming back into this one now. Martinez hasn't seen much of Rush, but he is going to get the chance, maybe, to close things out, because there's a headbutt. And one move usually follows it. Martinez could be about to get a big win for his team. And a big win, of course, for SAnitY. Hand around the throat. South of Heaven. South of Heaven connects. The cover is made. Pentagon Jr. storms the ring. He's flattened. And oh, Hardy. Hardy kicks out at 2. Look at this, though. Curb stomp of all moves. Curb stomp of all moves to Matt Hardy. And that ends it. In the midst of all the chaos, SAnitY of 1. SAnitY have done it. Punishment Martinez picks up the win for them. And that may well be something for Rush to take note of. I don't know if Rush could see the cover taking place behind behind Dane and Pentagon Jr. But what we did see right there was SAnitY showing their dominance as a trio. A big win sustained for the majority of that match. They had control. There were a few issues, but it didn't stop SAnitY from marching on to victory. Your winners. And maybe the trio hunting down titles at TakeOver New Orleans. Could well be the case. Martinez with a huge win. Rush might be getting weary, just to say the least. Time for our main event of the evening, though. Let's get into it. Elias versus Tyler Bate. A very busy evening of action here on NXT, but it is time to close out with one final contest and a huge chance for this man. Elias ready to go. A man who made his debut on NXT in a shroud of unknowingness about him has certainly shown what he's capable of over his weeks here. The Drifter enjoys what he gets to do on NXT week in and week out, and he is going to enjoy a huge chance here this evening, one-on-one against Tyler Bate. Imagine what a victory would do for Elias over the NXT champion. Imagine how that would turn things around. And imagine what impact that could have on NXT TakeOver New Orleans if we had Elias challenging for the NXT title in the face of a victory over the champion himself. It is completely new grounds for Tyler Bate heading into the next TakeOver. No rematches in sight. The two guys he's defended the belts against aren't on NXT anymore. Dream on Raw. Corin, of course, evicted thanks to Tyler Bate. It is a completely new challenger on their way at TakeOver New Orleans, that's for certain. But the big question to ask, who is it? We don't know. And to be fair, we are just under 2 months away. Still about 9 weeks away, and thereabouts in that region, maybe a little less, from NXT TakeOver New Orleans anyway. So it's not as if we're in a rush to find out the challenger. If anything, I might imagine NXT just enjoying these few weeks of leading up to that event, and probably thinking as well of King of the Ring, because they're going to have 2 opportunities in that tournament, and the winner of King of the Ring is going to get a huge boost out of it. As a matter of fact, I'd probably reckon that the guy who wins King of the Ring isn't exactly going to be staying around in NXT much longer, should it be an NXT guy that wins it. Of course, we already know who's qualifying for King of the Ring for Monday Night Raw. Chad Gable won a match this past Monday on Raw. This Sunday at Guilty as Charged, we'll have the first from ECW, as Mustafa Ali and Zack Sabre Jr. will do battle, with the winner going to King of the Ring representing ECW. Don't know from SmackDown so far, and don't know from ECW so far. Sorry, from NXT so far. So, you know, that is then, this is now, and this is the main event of the evening. This is going to be an enjoyable one. Elias versus Bate. The Hammerstein Ballroom ready to watch. as the NXT champion graces them with his presence once again. This thing about Bate is take him away even from the, take him away from those big name matches, take him away from guys like Dream and Corin. And Bate just is a guy who puts on exceptional matches every single week and you enjoy them. That is what Bate is when you strip away everything that Bate needs to do in a big stage like TakeOver. He's a guy who enjoys wrestling, and he's a guy who can put on great matches for us all to witness as well. Elias, though, is a guy hungry for an opportunity, and it's a huge opportunity that'll come his way should he achieve victory here tonight over Tyler Bate. And as I said, it's been a busy night of action here on NXT, all the way from the very beginning of the show. Next week's going to be just as busy with Io Shirai and Shayna Baszler doing battle. The winner, of course, facing Tessa Blanchard for the NXT Women's title. Quick strikes there, good counter from Bate. Walked him in the face. Irish whip. Duck under. Big boot. And Bate feeling a little bit of confidence to him there as he showed off his agility. He has Elias though right where he wants him right now. Bate almost at 6 months as NXT champion, and I've enjoyed every second of it, I must say. Almost 6 months since he knocked off Corin, since he achieved one of the biggest shocks of last year by taking the NXT title away from the man who many thought wasn't going to be losing that title anytime soon. Elevated DDT there from Tyler Bate. Elias is trying here, but the honest truth is that Tyler Bate has really shown that he is in a class above the rest right now. The arm right now. Pulling on it there and hurting both arms as he pulls that one off. Bate picking him up to his feet. Oh, lifted an arm up and a quick shot there to the face of Elias. But Elias quick to respond. Taking him down, and that may have enraged Elias slightly. And now, can he take control here over the NXT champion? Gorilla press slam on its way once more. Bate lifted way up in the air, about 7 feet up in the air before being brought down. Look at that again. Another counter from Bate there. And in the turnbuckle. What a counter from Elias. Huge Uranagi slam there. Oh, and another run and a big running knee as well. Elias certainly got woken up by that quick strike in the face from the NXT champion. And now he's starting to get aggressive. But Bate still showing how talented he is in ring with that counter there. Good cover made after the suplex reversal. Elias kicking out at one. Stuff in the forearm attempt. Elias, though, gets in another forearm. And maybe this time he'll get the suplex that he desires. He most certainly will. Elias has the NXT champion down in his back right now. This is a big opportunity for Elias. But it's taken away there by Bate. Another big forearm. Rolling wheel kick. Oh, good counter there. Elias just putting his hands up in time and going back to that gorilla press slam. Oh, and a heavy knee right in the face there as well to go along with it. Looking for a slam. Look at that. Look at the way Bate got himself out of that one there, though. Big uppercut. Rolling wheel kick, but Elias ran away from it. Running knee, and Bate goes down. That was a great think. That was incredible thinking there from Elias. Outsmarting the NXT champion and all, giving him a whiplash effect there. Using the ropes to pull that one off. And almost pulling the arm out of socket as well with how much pressure and force he put into it. Just quick suplex there from Elias. Not wanting to be countered by Bate that time. This main event definitely getting heated between these two guys now. Bate might have to... Elias kicking it up a gear. And that's meaning that Bate's probably going to have to do the same here. Big bulldog there from from the Drifter. And all of a sudden, Elias might be looking for the biggest win of his career. Kicks him in the gut. Drift away. Oh, Bate countered it. What a counter from Tyler Bate. What a counter from the champion. And smart thinking, though. Very smart thinking from Elias. Rolling out of the ring. Rolling out of harm's way. Rolling out of the way of getting hit with a Tyler driver. Buying himself some attempted breathing room, but it's not worked out that well because Bate has followed him outside, but Elias gets in the counter and sends him back first into the apron. Oh, what a heavy impact in that move for Tyler Bate to endure. Elias bringing them back in the ring. And that was, I gotta say it, that was incredibly smart by both men. Good counter though by Bate. Elias down the mat right now, and he could be in trouble. One quick counter is all it takes for Bate to prove why he's the champion of NXT. Tyler driver! 1, 2, it does it. Tyler Bate wins again. And the NXT champion, I have to say it with honesty, is on a different level right now to anyone else on NXT. And I believe it when I say it. This is the face of NXT for a reason, and I will say it. This is the best wrestler on NXT as well. Bate has reached that stage right now where I don't know if there's anyone near him who can take that title away from him. Not even now, not even next week. Months down the line. And with him being so young, all that's left is for Bate to get better and better. There's going to be a challenger for him that will take over New Orleans. We just have to find out who it's going to be. It won't be Elias, though, but a good performance from him in a big match situation. Bate, though, just showing he is a class above the rest. That does things here, though, for this episode of NXT. We'll see you next week. Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler. Don't want to miss it. See you as well. The guilty is charged. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.